and gentlemen, we're back for our third part. We're going to kick off with the raffle with randomness, and then straight away we're going to have Ruth Aylett. Aylett. My beautiful assistant Catherine, who's been selling you tickets all night. Give it up for my lovely girlfriend, who's very tolerant of me. It's going to come round and let a member of you lot pick out the number at random, and then we're going to pick it from the bag of stuff. Okay, so if you would, Kat. Number 54. Cheers. Thank you. 50. Number 50. You get a book of poetry from Posy Ryder.
Whoa. Key of the door, 21.
Oh.
Anyone have ticket 21?
I think that might be Liz. No, 31. 31. No.
Draw
Does it
again.
have a name on the back?
Shocker, right? Aye.
Neil McCullough.
Oh, that's Neil from the band.
Neil's a drummer.
Neil!
He's the drummer. He's won a football. I'll leave it there for him. It's a new football, it's just not been worn up yet.
52.
Ticket number 52. You get a bundle of DVDs. Yeah, tomorrow Drew to keep on a literary scene and then some random ones. 23. I won't give you the French chalk, you'll have no use for that.
Yeah, a book of poems by Anita Govan.
A book of poems by Graham Broney. He was here in spirit, if not physically. Ticket number 26.
26.
You get a bundle of French chalk if you want to write poems or words or draw pictures anywhere that will last until it rains.
29.
Number 29. That's you. Reach for the skies, partner. You get the water crystals. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, without much further ado, Ruth Aylett.
Great to be in Stirling, especially as you've obviously got some pretty damn good poets yourselves. So, when I was small, and ever since then really, I've liked to look up at the night sky. You do this in August, you might just see some shooting stars. It's the Perseid meteor swarm. There's a poem about that. I only saw one, I must say. Meteor. Looking for signs and symbols from Blackford Hill in summer dark. Ragged clouds in a sharp wind, hustling the stars into flight, a dizzying illusion of spin. There's Vega, there's Steno. That's a plane drifting by. Waiting for the incandescent slash of a Perseid to unzip the sky. Two dark cloths pulled apart for a meteoroid revelation. Elephant feet might crunch on piles of shattered crystal sphere. Ptolemaic machinery rotate, counter-rotate in frenetic action. The turtle goes supernova. There, so fast that his after image is all we see. Gravel fireworks, random debris thrown into our windscreen, blitzing instant photons into the 1,000-year stream from distant stars. All that we know are Perseid short against the long exhale of the universe expanding apart, never coming back together. One of the things about getting older is you look back on your childhood and you realise it was actually a damn long time ago. And it really hits you when you go somewhere that you've been when you were a child and you realise just how long this had been. So this is a poem called Lanyon Point. It's a dolmen, and it's as far from here as you can get while still staying on the island. It's right down at the far end of Cornwall, which is called West Penrith. And that's a strange land of granite and tin mines. And I used to go there a lot when I was a kid. And this is about the first time I went and about going back. So, Lanyon Point. At this expansion of May into June, we first came to West Penrith. London children, loitering in the deep lanes shouldered with granite, poking at green coins of pennyworth in damp crevices, unrolling the ends of unfamiliar ferns. We toiled uphill, fingers flicking the pink-frilled edges of campion, breathing the honey smell of bluebells and the unexpected attack of hedgerow honeysuckle. At the top, onto the moor. The stones. You brought us here at night. The land opened to its past. We danced around the stones, shrieking. Torch beams darting and flashing in a blackness that felt absolute. With sun and cloud, lightning and darkening the bracken, we arrive again. Adults, by Carl. 3 uprights and their capstone, Penrith's bones, unchanged by 50 years of autumn gales and winter storms under my altered hands. I lift my camera to mark this visit. Both of you shrunk and faded, 2 hips replaced, 3 vertebrae crumbled in a humpback, small against the giants of my memory. Duck beneath the stones as a sudden shower sweeps past. It's then my shutter clicks to catch you there at last, entombed. So, you may have noticed there's some hills in that. Something about hills and poems for me. So, we're going to get one more hill. And this is a French hill. I go to the south of France a lot. The end of the Massif Central, in fact. It's the big mountain plateau in the middle of France, just on the edge of it. It's a Catholic country, France, in principle, so you find a lot of big statues of the Virgin Mary. And this is about one of those, Notre Dame du Suc. Follow the stages of the cross uphill past the crucifixion, climb through prickling holm oak bushes, broken by banks of shattered limestone. Only in imagination is this any kind of path. Sweat drips round eyebrows and mouth. Scrambling up anyway, feet sliding and twisting, towards the crest of the hill and Notre Dame du Suc, visible across 3 valleys, white and blue with her baby cradled, so large it's hard to tell how far the climb will be, further than you think. Close up, she's all pedestal, only with your head right back, grasping the base against the dizzy drop, you see a foreshortened baby in arm. There's a ladder up her back with rusty rungs. All heroes need maintenance to prolong their lives. But she's not the point. It's just that without her, who would struggle up an anonymous height? You watch the valley's paler fields part waves upon waves of hills. First green with holm, then blue, then grey into the distance. Now you see what she would see if she really were a woman, really cared, could answer prayers. In the silence of the world laid out before you, a child's hope, confronted by the certainties of space and rock. I wrote this one after a trip on the London Underground. Not the world's funnest place to take a trip, in the rush hour, on a wet day. It's called Commuter. Doors slide shut, crowded, hot, face wedged against your back, smelling of damp wool. What in sweltering communion we lack is weather. Dripping sweat mimics the warm drizzle that made the morning sweet above our rushed descent to this togetherness below the street. Peeling myself away when it's time to go, you stay unseen. It's just your smell, I know. That's how it is commuting, I'm afraid. This well, I was thinking of my grandmother when I wrote it. She's not the woman in this poem, in fact, but she's like the woman in the poem in some ways. Born at the beginning of the last century, a woman who really played no public role, was never really heard, just lived one of those very quiet and unknown lives. So this is called Ventriloquist. In life, your anger never burned in words. You turned away and whispered as you went to clean or cook. That sibilance I heard as if from some small dying creature scent. You spoke in polished ornaments and flowers arranged in vases, pastry made for pies, in floors scrubbed clean and whites you boiled for hours. One morning woke and knew that these were lies. In search of truth, wherever it might be, you followed all those unsaid words you'd thrown down to the beach and straight into the sea, your apron on, its pockets full of stone. Looking for you, feet sinking in the sands, I see white death with fish held in a hand. Okay, not terribly cheery. Let's move on to something poets always write about. This might sound as if it's about astronomy, but no, it's really about love. Don't we all write about love? It's called Gravity. Putting up a tent for everyone I've not slept with, in the middle of a dark field. That odd clanking was bells worn by the apple and cackle, and cheese we ate for supper. The sky not dark, stars, humming out those distant lives whose gravitational force became visible as a swerve in my path across that region of time and space. In principle, always simple, circling the sun, sweeping out equal commitment to equal lives, knowing where you will be when, singing one harmonious note. I sketch epicycles on my tent, local forces wrenching me round in a many-body problem with an unclear orbit, analytically unsound. Some of you good, some funny, occasionally both. Beautiful, untrustworthy, intent on task and story. The door opens, the sun comes out. Ground control tells me descent was never an option. Acceleration into the undecaying orbit always took me onwards, defying interior forces and the downwards pull. That bright pencil line, a meteor, the only. Silent. The mind puts in the rush and sizzle of living out of the skull. Amidst the crater and blasted trees, the pain of the trail. We swing about our common centre of memory and history, and the cowbells clatter out their random commentary on silent star voices. One last poem. This is actually a word I found on the ground when I was walking across the meadows. It will be in a minute when I find the right bit of paper. So just talk amongst yourselves for a second. I shuffle my papers around in a handless sort of fashion. This is what happens if you skip something when you're reading. You end up unable to find the thing you're going to read. Okay, well you might be about to get something else in that case. Oh. No, you're not. You're going to get one. Just managed to chuck it here. A word written in the meadows, on the ground. 1 November this was, as I recall, which is why fireworks come into this a bit. So, avoid. Birch leaves, a yellow mosaic along the path. By the lake, the hazels red with limp fish waiting to drown. The wind horizontal, and the autumn light fading into a damp dusk. An unexpected word at the feet, written with baroque curlicule in white paint. A single command, avoid. Better, it says, not to hope. Winter comes as certainly as night. Hope burns the heart in futile bonfire. Send no rockets up. Quietly circumvent their launching site. For every Roman candle burst, the price is grief. Writing on water the individual life. But then we would never have flown in rash formations with waxed wings dripping, never grounded, thrown inflammatory words back into the air, or conjured visions, huddled, keeping each other warm. And all paths lead to leaf mould, where the flame-like debris of our lives, those wind-blown words that only hope believes, become the earth from which grow later trees.